What's up, you guys? Meki LT here. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and welcome to my first video in a two-part series where I expand the power to my basement by 50 amps. I'm here with the finished product, and the reason for that being is because I actually forgot to shoot an intro before I started the project, so shooting it now. But anyways, I just want to kind of set the stage for the next couple of videos and describe what was going on. So I had a 20 amp circuit that was run down here for my bathroom, and that's actually a circuit that's tied into all of my bathrooms. So this is called bathroom GFI, and it was pre-installed by the builder. So when I was doing this entire project, I actually took the wires out of the breaker in the box, so that way they weren't live wires, and I ran it over here. It's called Future Bath. And then there's a couple of other circuits that were run down here, and they're just called Future 14.2. So that's what I was working with. And one other big disclaimer, this is not electrical advice. I am not an electrician. I'm just a hobbyist. I have an engineering degree, so I kind of have somewhat of a clue of what I'm doing, but I'm still learning as I go with this stuff. But just wanted to make that disclaimer that this is not advice and is for pure entertainment. With the disclaimer out of the way, I hope you all enjoyed this two-part series. I really had a lot of fun doing this. It was a ton of work. It took me a couple of weeks to accomplish in my time between work and school. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the content. Alright guys, so I got the 12-2 Romex 20 amp cable run from where it was initially supposed to be for the bathroom over here to the box. Next thing I'm going to do is run the Romex that I got from Lowe's over to the rigs over there, and then once that's done, I'll come back and I will use these Ideal Ensure connectors, and that's how I'm going to end up connecting the two different ends of the Romex cable. I got the 12-2 Romex run to the other end of the basement. You see it's over there by the rigs. So next up, I'm going to be using these connectors to get the two ends of the Romex cable connected, and then I'll get it all closed up in the box. Alright guys, so I have the 20 amp wire all connected. I ran the 15 amp wires to this one box right here. I think it's going to be kind of crowded, so I'm going to go to Lowe's and buy another box, so that way each circuit can have its own box and just be connected, and I can close it up and don't have to worry about any of these wires being exposed to anything down here. I made my run to Lowe's. I got the third box. You see it's the gray one right there in the middle. I ended up running a set of wires into each box, so that way it's not crowded, and I'll be able to close it up nice and easy. So my next step is going to be running upstairs. I'm going to cut power to my house at the circuit breaker. Even though these aren't live wires, I just want to be on the safe side when messing with electricity, because it's pretty dangerous. So after I cut the power, I'll come back down. I'll connect everything up like I did with the 20 amp wire, and then I'll get back to you guys. So I got all the push-in wire connectors for all three circuits. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not because it's pretty dark down here, but what you need to do is push the wires all the way to the bottom of the connector, and these things are pretty neat. Just give it a little tug, make sure it doesn't come off. You can see there's a little bit of wire exposed above the connectors right here, just because I stripped off too much of the insulation. So what I'm going to do is just wrap a little bit of electrical tape around it just to play it safe. So I'll do that next. I got everything all taped up on the connectors. I ended up taping each connector individually, and then I wrapped tape around all of them together. So that way, when I do pull on these wires and I get them up here in their boxes, they aren't going to move within relation to each other. I just don't want any of the wires pulled out of the connectors at all. So I'll get these up in the boxes, I'll get the covers on, and then I'll get back to you guys. I just got the covers on all 3 boxes. This is looking pretty good. So my last step for this is going to be going upstairs to my breaker box and installing the 3 breakers. It's going to be one 20 amp and 2 15 amps, and then this project will be all wrapped up. I had to make another run to the store, so I ended up turning my main breaker back on just so that way I could have my AC running because it's pretty hot out. But I got the panel taken off, and we'll shut the power off to the whole house. So that's off. Got a couple of 15 amp breakers right here. Installing these things are pretty easy. It's a matter of just doing that. It basically just hooks right in there. All right, now that we got it in, you can see there's a couple different types of breakers here. I got a bunch of GFCI outlets, and with those you tie in your hot and your neutral. The one that I got is not GFCI, so what I ended up doing is tying the black in right here, and then the white neutral is going to end up going on the ground bar right there. And I can do that because this is a main panel. You definitely don't want to do that if you're in a sub panel. The neutral and the ground bus should be separate, or else you're going to have issues. But I'll get to stripping the wires and getting everything connected up here in the breaker, and I'll get back to you. I got the first set of wires cut to their approximate length. So the next thing I'm gonna have to do is strip them. And if you look at the back of, or the side of the breaker right here, it shows you the correct length that you need to strip the wire to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'll tie in the neutral onto the ground bar right there, and then I'll tie the black hot onto the breaker, and then I'll do the same thing for the 2 of the breakers. All right, so I got everything all wired up and installed. So let's flip on the main switch here. We'll throw on the breakers. And let's go downstairs and give the smell test. So I made it downstairs. Give it the smell test. I don't smell any smoke. Go over to where I ended up running my wires. I threw some electrical tape on the ends of these since they're live wires now. And moving forward, I gotta figure out exactly where I want to put all of my meter boxes. Since I'll be adding more rigs, I'm thinking about custom making a box to put in the window right here and throw 2 exhaust fans in that are pretty high CFM. And thinking about shifting this table with the rigs to the left a little bit, and then getting this other identical table on the other side of the window about right here. And then eventually I do want to get some server cases, maybe some octo miners or miner dude cases, and put them right in the middle right here. And then I'll have a couple of high CFM fans over here in this area, and I'll end up just pushing the air right through, so that way I'm always having new air go through. But let me know what you guys think, where I should put the meter boxes. I was thinking about just having some 2x4s on the floor joist right here, and then just having like 1, 2, 3 maybe, and then a couple more on this side over here. Or maybe I'd be better off centralizing it over here in the middle maybe. But let me know what you guys think.